Hello everyone around the world. So what do we have today? We have this laptop that came in for repair. It's an HP EliteBook G3. The laptop came in like this. This is coming from another computer repair shop. Maybe they tried to fix it, but they couldn't manage to fix it, and they sent it here. So we have to uh, put a diagnosis and try to fix this laptop. The battery is missing. We have DDR4 RAM, 8 gig DDR4. HDD is missing. Even the keyboard is missing. The laptop is too dusty. Let's see if we can fix this, because job from another technicians can be tricky. So what do you know about this laptop? This is a laptop which is working with the 19 volts HP blue pin. That's the charging port, which is together with the motherboard. And from the charging port, I can see those DC input MOSFETs. Maybe they are on the other side. So I don't want to waste time. Because we have to check. Let's see if we are able to fix this motherboard. So where can we start? Obviously, we are starting by the input section. Here we have 19 volts, 3.6 amps. Let's plug in the DC power supply, and it's taking 6 milliamps, and we don't have any sign of light. Let's pressing the power on button. So this is just a dead laptop. What voltage do we have on the motherboard? Here we have some coils. Here we have 19 volts. That means if I have 19 volts on this point, it means my problem automatically is not from the 19 volts, the main 19 volts power line, because on every power supply we have 19 volts. Even here we have 19. Here again we have 19. So our 19 volts power line is present. My next step, if I do remember on this motherboard, this coil was for the 5 volts and this one for 3.3. You see those coils? This one 5 volts power supply and 3.3 volts power supply. This is for 3.3 always. 3.3 LDO. Even if your laptop is off, here we must have 3.3 volts. So I will check straight away here, and we don't have voltage. What about on this one? Here we have 5.19 volts, and on this coil you have 0 volts. So let's unplug the charger. Diode mode. Let's check here to ground, and it's a short. That's short. So this laptop is not turning on because the 3.3 LDO is shorted to ground. So something is not right on the 3.3 volts power supply, but we are about to find out what is the problem. So I'll take out the motherboard and we have a look. I just want to see components on the other side of this motherboard. But from this coil, our EC chip is getting power. So either we have a fault EC chip, or uh, on this motherboard, on this other side of the motherboard, I can't see anything. All the component looks fine. So why the 3.3 volts LDO is shorted to ground? Huh? Yeah, we have a short. We have a short. So I don't want to waste time. Let's go to 1 volt. 1 volt. 1. I want to come with the power supply. Power supply, thermal camera. Because I have to see. I have to see what will be taking current on that power rail. Let's hope it's not going to be the EC chip, because I hate replacing EC chip. Huh? So coming with 1 volt on this power rail here. So coming here, and it's taking 1.1 amp. And my question is, what is taking that 1.1 amp? The EC chip is on the other side, so I'll stick this power supply here and I'll go straight on the EC chip. No, the EC chip is okay. Let's go under microscope. I think this kind of job where we have to do everything under microscope just to. So my problem is here. So let's pay attention to this power supply. This is the 3.3 LDO volts power supply, because from this power supply, our EC chip is getting power. So let's see. You see the motherboard is taking 1 point. And this chip is getting what? See the chip is. You see what the liquid is doing on top of this chip? Here, this is a monolithic driver, because inside of this chip, we have MOSFET and the driver. So what I would do, here's the input. We have 18 volts. So the chip has a input voltage, but on the coil we have nothing, like 1.9. So I don't think this chip is good, because this chip has input voltage but no output. Huh? So what should we do now? We have to replace this chip, or we have to let's take out the chip and check for short. I think it's good to do it that way. Let's take down the chip. The chip is out. What I want to do, I want to check for short on the coil. And you still have a short. Huh? Do you think we are going to fix this? We still have a short. Here we have a BIOS chip. If I'm to check on the last pin of the BIOS, which is here, pin number 4 ground, pin number 8 ground. So no, it's not the chip. It's not the chip. And don't tell me that from this chip we are also getting the voltage for the PCH. So let's put back the driver. Let's put back the driver. Driver is in place. We still have a short even if you take out the chip. Uh, and obviously this motherboard is not going to work as long as we have short ground on this coil. Let's take out the heatsink. Maybe this is the worst case, when the processor is gone and you can't do anything. Uh, let's check out this thermal paste on top of the processor. Now let's lower the voltage on the power supply. 1 volt again. With 1 volt, you can't burn anything. That's why I'm working with 1 volt, because here I will be safe. In this checking, I want you to pay attention on the thermal camera. Here, this is the processor, and here, this big metallic, that is CPU, and this small one is the PCH. Pay attention to the thermal camera when I inject the power on the PCH. You see? The PCH is heating up. I release. How to do it? Let's inject. Let's inject the power. Yeah, the PCH is gone. These are some kind of job where you can't do anything. You can't. Let's go to 3 volts, 2.6 amps, because already this is the 3.3 volts. So the 3 volts, it's okay. But now you see, I check out. Maybe you can see under microscope. So this is the unfortunate part of this repair. It's just a matter of wasting time. We can't do anything. But that's the PCH. This one with the small metallic on top. This one. And this one is the CPU. So we use alcohol. You see what the liquid is doing? It's already dry. Okay. Let's ignore that we have a shorted PCH. Let's go on the Novatone. We have a Novatone controller here. That's the startup chip. I want to check ceramic capacitors around this chip. For short, this one is shorted. Maybe you can see here. Is shorted. This one is shorted. This one is also shorted. This one is shorted. So let's ignore the current consumption by the PCH and try, because those ceramic capacitors, the voltage is coming from the 3.3 LDO. So here we have 0, here we have 0, so this looks like it's the plus with the 0 resistance. So I'll come again with 3.3 volts there on those capacitors around this chip. Let's put alcohol on top of the controller. Here is taking 1 point and the controller is not even getting hot. It's not even consuming that current. So this kind of job, you have to admit, our controller is not even getting warm, which means our controller is good. So the problem is the shorted is PCH. What if I check my driver? The driver is not getting hot. So still, even if you come from the EC chip side, you know the ceramic capacitor around this EC chip, still we are going back to the same problem. Dirty PCH. The problem, the PCH is on the other side, and here was I wanted to test. Yeah, same problem. I don't know how to do it because I'm on the other side. Same problem. That the PCH is dead. It's dead. So yeah, that was a repair attempt. At least we tried. I thought maybe the monolithic driver is dead. You know the driver for the 3.3 LDO, because from this coil the EC chip is getting power, and from the same coil we are getting 3.3 volts for the PCH. And this power supply is always on. Even if your laptop is off, this power supply is up and running all the time. So the chances of this power supply to fail is very high, because it's always under the power. Obvious, at some point bad things can happen. So yeah, unlucky customer, we can't fix everything. So let me know what you think in the comment section. If you have anything that you don't understand or you wish to know, don't hesitate to leave a comment and I'll try to answer you on the next repair. Bye bye.